Hello Axie Faction, welcome back. I know this is not my typical Lunassian office, but I am so glad to be getting back to a regular video. Season 1 of Axie Infinity Origin has arrived with the biggest prize pool so far. $1.5 million are on the line, so you better believe I will be pushing for the very top of the top 100 this season. And I know you guys are itching to see what team I am using. But to be perfectly honest, until we get the balance patch next week, the meta really hasn't changed since season 0. I'm still using the same team I was in my last video. So rather than create a completely redundant video of things you've already seen, I figured why not talk about everything new that's happened this past month, because there has been a lot. I also want to share with you that the Double Talk podcast is live on Apple Music and Spotify. Of course, you can continue to watch the full podcast with video on the Meditate YouTube channel, but the whole purpose of a podcast is longer form content that you can listen to on the go. So I am super excited to have this live. I'm very passionate about the project, so please check it out. There's a link in the description below. And this next episode is with 1437, the Axie Infinity Origin World Champion, so you definitely don't want to miss this one. And remember, everybody, to put your Lunassian codes in the comments below. Every week I will choose a new Lunassian code to use for that week. And if you would like to support me, then using my Lunassian code is a great way to do that. I am code Ryan. Thank you so much. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, one last thing. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a gamer who fell in love with Axie, and I'll be sharing my love with Axie through these videos until the end of my days. Please don't consider any of what I say as financial advice. And with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Now, something super exciting that I noticed nobody else was talking about was on August 16th, the Ronin Network launched their very own website. Now, visiting the website brings you to a beautiful landing page with all sorts of information, statistics, and a list of all of their partners. This website will also be the hub for anyone who wants to run their own node on the Ronin Network, as well as anybody who wants to build their own apps using the Ronin Network as their blockchain. A lot of people don't realize that while the Ronin Network is the host for Axie Infinity, it was actually built with the intention of hosting all the games within the Web3 space. And of course, this will start with builder program games like Axie Doll and Mech Infinity, but will eventually expand to welcome all developers, whether they're using the Axie IP or not. In fact, along with the announcement of the website, they wrote, "Ronin has been carefully forged and optimized to enable the next generation of Web3 games." Now, while we haven't heard any announcements for big games moving into the Ronin network just yet, what this shows me is that they are preparing the framework for something big. Now, I realize some still have concerns about security after the hack that happened back in April, but this is of utmost importance, and security has been bolstered tenfold. Now, it is the general consensus that this hack was caused due to the lack of validator nodes on the Ronin network, but today that is very different. The amount of validator nodes has actually doubled since then, with many more on the way. And some of the companies that are lining up to both bolster security and improve decentralization is kind of mind-blowing. We have Community Gaming, a very well-respected company even in the traditional esports scene. And as of 2 weeks ago, well, I'll let PsychOut tell you.
I have an announcement today that we are being joined by an 18th validator, and this is a pretty big one. So Google is joining the Ronin network as a validator. And this has been in the works for, I would say 12 to 18 months, but we've been talking to them because we are working with Google and Google Cloud specifically for a long time, right?
Google is joining the Ronin network. This is huge, and apparently it's not even new. They've been planning this for the past 12 to 18 months. And if these huge companies like Google and Community Gaming are willing to put their faith in the Ronin network, I don't see why anyone else should have an issue. And if they've really been able to keep this a secret for the past year, who knows what other companies or games have already joined the Ronin network and we're just waiting to hear the announcement. And my suspicion might not be too far off. This is a panel that was taken from PsychOut's talk from AxieCon. And here it says on the next 6 months, they are targeting 6 independent games to onboard to the Ronin network. Now, let's talk about app.axie. App.axie is the next phase of evolution for the Axie marketplace, and it comes with a whole host of improvements. Now, aside from having an extremely improved UI with tags so you can easily identify rare Axies, it also allows you to be able to see the Axie's full genetics. In the past, you would need an extension like Freak Axie's extension in order to see these genetics, but now they're built directly into the website, a huge quality of life improvement. But these are all surface level changes. The real secret of app.axie is happening behind the scenes. This new website will allow them to scale up as Axie Infinity grows, but not just that. It'll also expand to adopt all the other games within the ecosystem and games outside the ecosystem as well. If you look on the left from the homepage, you'll notice a new tab that says Games on it. And in the words of Shade,
we introduced a new games page. This is where we'll put all the games. You can imagine builders programs games being there. Third-party games by other developers.
Our marketplace will soon be shared with every other game entering the Ronin network. Next to our Axies, we'll be able to buy armor pieces for MMORPG, upgrades for our mechs in Mech Infinity. The possibilities are limitless. And finally, the biggest reason for this massive overhaul of the website is so that it could be integrated directly into the Mavis Hub. Remember that it's the Mavis Hub, not the Axie Hub, meaning it will be the host for every game that joins the Ronin network and partners together with Sky Mavis.
With app.axie, we're building a platform which will become the framework for future games on Mavis Hub and the Ronin ecosystem. We're going to put app.axie into Mavis Hub, and you'll be able to do anything that you can do in the browser with a built-in integrated Ronin wallet. So essentially, Axie is the first customer of Mavis Hub. Now take app.axie and apply that amazing platform that we built to any third-party non-Axie game on Mavis Hub. It's a platform. It will be available to integrate for other games.
The way I see it, the Mavis Hub, what we use to access Axie Infinity, will soon become the Steam of Web3. All of the dominoes are in place. We have the Ronin Network website that's allowing people to see these statistics and apply to be on the Ronin Network. We have Google and other huge companies joining as validator nodes, bolstering security, and we have app.axie, which is primed to expand to not only our growing player base, but every other game that is joining the network. It is only a matter of time before we are sharing thoughts, ideas, community, and even NFTs with people even beyond the Axie Infinity ecosystem, and I can't wait for that future. So, whether it's in my next video or in the arena, I'll see you next time.